Hey guys, today's Monday, April the 15th, and I promised I was going to go look at the dollar. So without any further delay, let's get into it. So with the dollar, I like to kind of get a broad view of what's going on in regards to the cycles using spectrum cycle analysis. The first thing here is there's three cycles here. And I'm going to show you the most important one. It's the one with the highest Bartel. And the strength is not that bad. It's the 180 cycle, which is this one right here. And I'm using data all the way from 2000-ish August to current prices right now. And what I'm noticing here is that the cycle is hitting a trough low, cycle low, somewhere around September of this year. This is the dynamic cycle, but it's pretty much 180. It's a little bit off over here. Right, somewhere between August and September, the cycle turns and then goes up. Meanwhile, the dollar has just been going sideways. It hasn't been following this cycle. And that happens. It's one of those things when the cycle is down, the dollar for some reason it's just going sideways. It's not selling off. It's not doing one of these moves or like this. Same thing here. It kind of looked like it started then following the cycle, but the peak was here and it just kind of went sideways. This could probably play out, but it's too early to tell. But so far it's been going sideways, and this is the strongest cycle, which is the 180. And it looks like the dollar wants to kiss that $107 high while the cycles are down. The next one is, it's going to be let's go with the next bigger one in regards to Bartel, is the 392. This one has a high Bartel, but the strength is not as strong as the 180 that I just showed you. And this cycle hit a peak somewhere around January 8th of this year. And now this cycle is going down. We don't know the trough yet. So interesting that we peaked while we were just going sideways. So this cycle is now heading down and it's in its early stage. And the last one on the weekly chart is the 226. This one has a Bartel of 82.25. It's not as strong as the 392 and the 180. But the strength is a little stronger than the 392. And this cycle is going down, and this one points to November of 2025. So interesting is that I got three important cycles. This is the 226, this is the 392, and then this one is the 180. These are all three merged. And this is what it's kind of showing. This is a composite of three cycles. We peaked here, but we really peaked over here in 2022 in October, and it goes down all the way to somewhere around March of 2025, and then it kind of goes up, and then it looks like it goes down again. So far, we're going high. So it's very interesting price action. I don't know if it just wants to go up and it's ignoring the cycles, or somehow it's going to eventually turn and follow the cycles. But with using the strongest one, it's going to be bottoming them out this year. It's going to hit a trough on September the 23rd. So something to keep an eye on. Let's look at the daily cycle and see what we could extract there. So on the daily cycle, I'm using 5-year data. So I'm going all the way back to like 2016. And this is the price action. That's your high. And this is your chop fest back and forth. And it looks like it wants to go to that 107. As of right now. So there's only one cycle here that's important, and then the dominant cycle, which is a little more fractal, it's smaller. So the cycle here that's important within a 5-year range is a 316, and to my surprise, this cycle is down. You would expect sideways price action and then the dollar getting some Momo, maybe to test this. You would think the cycles were going like this now. But so far, it has been in the opposite direction. You can see that the peak was here, on the daily. We went up here. It looks like it peaked out early, went down, and now it's going up while it's going down. So interesting price action in regards to these cycles. Hits a trough around June of 2024. So it's going to be this summer. And this one down here, this is the fractal one. So this is the 26. Sometimes I use these, sometimes I don't. It's kind of hard because I'm at 26 now. It's 24. Where is this 24 at? This one right here. See, it's very fractal. It's kind of hard to use. So I probably won't be using this. It's just not going to show anything interesting. Composite. See, it's too narrow. So we'll take out the 20. What's the next cycle under that has a little more strength? Let's see. That's not showing on the spectrum. So let's see. This is a 316. The highest will be a 36, and that's kind of fractal. So it's 316. The next would be 188. That's that, and then the 124. So yeah, so even on the daily, the cycle is down. So that's what it's showing, but the dollar's just grinding higher. Let's look at seasonalities to see if we could get any clues there. So here we have the seasonality of the US dollar closed, percent of months of which the US dollar closed higher than it opened from 2020 to 2024, and I'm using a 5-year, and we can notice that May and July are the weakest, while June is kind of flat, just kind of even. So these two are important. We're here, so there could be some more downside into May, and maybe even July. If we go to the 10-year, you see that May has a little bump, but July is still weak. So somewhere between here in June has a little bump on May on the 5-year. So far on the 10-year, May is a little stronger, but July remains still weak. We go to the 15-year. You can see that May gets his little bumps. It looks like April pulls in on the 10-year or 15, and the May gets a bump, and then June, July back to weakness. And then lastly, the 20-year. So it looks like from the 20 all the way to the 10, May's gets a little bump, but April, June, and July are kind of weak, depending on the time frame. June is strong on the 5-year, but then May is the strongest on the other time frames between the 20, 15, and 10. So that's what the seasonality is showing. I'll continue researching, but I just kind of wanted to give you a big picture view of what's going on. So you got the cycles that are down on pretty much the weekly and the daily, and you got price action that is trending higher or wants to go at least to 107. And then you got the seasonality showing anywhere between May, July, April, down depending on the time frame, but the bigger time frame showing May as a pop. So maybe pull back, pop, and then go back down.